Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle and I am here to do the weekly reading for the collective. Get some prosperity dust on the table. We've got Kitty right here. This is a timeless reading, as all my readings are. But remember that when you catch this, it's for the coming week for you. Let me start with a couple of angel cards. I got gotten by the seasonal sickness going around. So I'm a little bit sniffly, sneezy, coughy, not the good kind. So bear with me. Relaxation. We've got an angel lying in a hammock. Tenderness. Angel petting a kitty. Relaxation and tenderness. All right. Well, let me go over to Wisdom of the Oracle and see what this has to say. Building blocks. 28. Go the distance. 47. Regeneration. 46. Yeah. We have two, both of these break down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. So there's something about completing something and moving into a new beginning. It's like you are going to be building something up and taking it all the way. Taking it as far as it'll go, reaching some kind of goal. And kind of, okay, so there's something about starting over. There's also something about whatever this is that you've been working on, that you've been building in your life. It could have been very intense. It was necessary, and regardless of whether you wanted to do it or not, it really helped you to tap into a strength and a resilience within you. And I don't feel like this is really like a super bad thing, because I'm looking at regeneration and we have this tree growing out of the molten rock. And initially my mind goes to like, something that was really like burned down, now something's growing. But because of this, it's more like you were going so fast, you gained so much momentum that it created fire. It created a lot of heat that was necessary for you to grow out of. So, maybe this is something that it could have been an uncomfortable process, maybe at times, but it was all worth it. It was all necessary. And I feel like you see the validity in the fact that you had to go through this and that it was so helpful for you. So, let me get some cards from the Osho Zen Tarot. I keep being drawn over to the relaxation card here. And it's like after doing something, after putting your all into something, then there's this period of rest, of just letting yourself regrow, regenerate, whatever that means. So we've got intensity. Yeah, see? Go the distance. This is the Page of Fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Specifically for me, that's very heavily Sagittarius energy. But there's definitely this, there's something that's been driving you, or is about to be. Possibilities, Two of Fire. Mind, of course. That's the Knight of Clouds. Okay, so what's going on here? It's like you have this laser focus, and then you come to a place where you see the bigger picture. You realize you reach a choice point, a crossroads of some kind, and this stops you in your tracks. And there's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot of like, what do I choose? What do I do? I don't know. Feeling confused, befuddled, kerfuffled, however. You're just like, blah. So, okay, so hang on. I'll go with the light series. I want to dive a little more deeply into this choice point, because you built up so much momentum, and then you're stopped in your tracks and you don't know what to do. What is this? This one, the World. Yeah, it's like you completed something. You were so focused on doing that thing that you didn't really have space or time to think about anything else. And then it's like, where do you go next? Much like going through college, for example, or university. You're so focused on just getting through, getting your good grades, learning all the things, and then you graduate and you're like, what next? Some people know, some people get a job straight away, many don't, and it's like, how do I apply myself? Do I go into the workforce? Do I go into the next phase of education? Whatever. So anyway, let's keep going. Three of Cups. Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is very much about taking some time to play with your friends, have some fun, party, relax. That's a part of what's going on here. Tenderness, surrounding yourself with people and situations that just allow you to let loose and have some fun and play and relax too. Like these ladies are just hanging out, arms around each other, looking at the stars. There is definitely a feeling of relaxation here. And so it's like relax hard and play hard. Because you've earned it. I'm dropping cards all over the place. Yeah. This is the kind of the balm. This is the antidote to feeling stuck in your mind. It's like, again, it feels like you've been so incredibly focused on doing something, and it's almost like, I don't even know who I am outside of this. I've been going so hard. I've had such intensity and laser focus. Relax? What is that? I've forgotten how. I've forgotten how to play. But you have friends here. You have people around you who are kind of there to like encourage you. Like, hey, let's go out dancing. Let's go to a movie. Let's go for a walk. Let's go, look at the stars. So, is this what I want? I don't know, maybe Four Spirits Oracle. Let's see if we will be blessed by the typos. Either way, we're still blessed, right? Communicate. Excuse me. Crystal spirit. Express yourself authentically and vulnerably to strengthen your relationships. So it's also about self-expression. Maybe you've learned a lot about yourself and you've gone through a pretty profound transformation. And that could involve some kind of communication that could, like in terms of learning how to communicate in a new way, how to express yourself authentically in a new way. Or it can just be where you go to your friends and you say, I am confused, I don't know what to do. You just kind of lay out everything for them and let them help you. Let them say, hey, okay, I have an idea. Let's do something where you can just get out of your mind, where we can just go and hang out and have fun. Stag spirit, leadership. Stand tall as your true self and lead with confidence, integrity, and compassion. Because you've been through it. You've gone through something really remarkable. Like your own growth itself is remarkable here. And you're stepping into some kind of leadership position, or you have done already. Maybe communication is a part of that. Or maybe you're saying to your friends, I feel like I want to do this thing that puts me in front of a lot of people. What do you think? I don't know. I'm freaked out, but but because of everything you've learned, you are the perfect person to be doing that thing. Because of this confidence, integrity, and compassion that you have developed through your journey. Creativity. Ooh, I haven't gotten this one before. This is the Dragonfly Eife. I don't know if you can see it. It should be the Dragonfly Elf. Instead of L's, it's eyes. So Dragonfly Eife. Creativity, color power, energy, and vibration allow inspiration to flow into your life. Okay. Color power. So wearing colors that, first of all, that you feel good in. You look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, this is a good color on me. Or your favorite colors. It's using color because all colors are just a vibration. Everything's vibration. So it's using colors to help you lean more deeply into this leadership role. Recognizing that different colors have different properties. Different color. So for example, the color blue, like what I'm wearing, it's a very cooling color. It's a relaxing color. It's calming. Versus red, orange, yellow, which is much more intense, and there's more passion. There's more like deeper, bigger emotions. It's a more dynamic kind of energy. And so, what was I going to say about that? I interrupted myself and I forgot. Anyway, and then the colors of the chakras too. And so, wherever you feel like you might need to kind of work on strengthening a certain chakra, for example, say you want to open your heart more, then you're going to, it would be helpful to surround yourself with more green, go out in nature, wear the color green if it works for your skin tone. Yeah, whatever, who cares? Wear it if you like it. But ultimately, it's about increasing your energy. It's about knowing where to put your energy and how to build up your energy. Because that's what brings in new inspiration. That brings in the new ideas, new concepts, new passions. Let me get some cards from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. The unending sadness of looking back. Endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. 36. What is this? It's like you're moving forward so fast, so much good is waiting for you, or you've already started to experience, but you're somehow stuck in the past. What is that? What is holding you back? Why are you obsessively grieving something? Oh, your imaginary friend. Childhood treasures resurface. 15. And we've got a little dragon here, which we've got, dragonfly. Sorry. Dragonfly. And this kind of came up in another reading I did, where dragon, like this fierce energy, but that fierce energy is your friend, is your ally. And something about looking at the past, but realizing that what you might have looked at before, like looked at something that you regretted or that you felt you lost, anything that kind of put you in this sad place, it's like you're reframing it and you're pulling you're kind of digging for gold. Maybe you haven't even realized this, or maybe you're just changing your perspective, changing your mindset, and you're like, okay, but yes, there were these things that happened. Yes, they make me sad, or have made me sad every time I think about them. But based on where I'm at now, what's the lesson? What did I actually get from that? How did it affect me to bring me to this place that I'm at now, which is all about having fun, which is standing up and like with confidence and communicating what you've learned, who you are. The delicate fairy and her ferrets. Change is natural, good, and yes, it can hurt. So there's some kind of major change that is happening. This has been a huge theme in many of my readings recently. Yes, it keeps coming up over and over again. Change is, and that could be a part of why there's this obsessive grief too, because anytime things change, especially drastically, there's a part of what we leave behind that we don't want to, even if that's just stability and security and comfort and calm, but that's not where you're moving into. That's not, you're meant to step up, and it looks very different than what you have experienced up to this point. Growing pains. That's what's happening. You have growing pains. So, okay, numerology deck. Completion. Number 9. Yep. Hang on. It's so weird when my throat is like this. I drink water and it's like, it doesn't even feel like it helps. Parenting. 63. also breaks down to a 9. Oh, and we also have 36 here. Parenting your inner child. That part of yourself that, yep, your inner child. There's something here where, good parenting looks like kindness, compassion, tenderness, holding the space, encouraging, in this case, this isn't about tough love. Tough love doesn't help you feel better when you're going through some kind of grief, when you're mourning the past for some reason. What you need from yourself, and maybe your parents. Maybe you have a good relationship with your parents, and they're also there to help you, help remind you of who you are, who you've always been. That's now kind of coming out into the light. Either way, ooh, and patience, number 2. Either way, this parenting, it's like learning how to hold that space for yourself, especially if you did not have a good, especially if you had a challenging upbringing. We'll say if you felt, unsupported or neglected or told whatever, you're too much of this, not enough that, the parenting that you didn't get, you get to give to yourself now. But there's a lot of patience that's required in getting yourself up to speed in uncovering, because you're digging, right? You're uncovering that gold, you're mining, and so you need that patience, knowing that if you keep going, you're gonna get there. But yeah, you have gone through something. Maybe this has happened, many, many times. And you're I don't know, the quality of what's happening to you is different than it's ever been before, and better, but you're still processing. You still have pain that is that you need to work through. Because your identity is shifting. You're not who you used to be. And so the story you've been telling yourself, it doesn't resonate anymore. But then you're like, but who am I if I'm not that? Well, you're fierce. You've got something in you that is waking up. Yeah. Let me get some cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. Number 19. Yeah, once again, this breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1. Be loyal to what you love. That's a part of the childhood treasures that are resurfacing. Maybe something that you had given up on, thinking, oh, that's just a silly childhood dream. Maybe you were told that. But there's something coming back where you're like, oh, yeah, this is what I've always loved. Or, what you like to do in your spare time, and you're turning a hobby into a side hustle, something like. And then also be loyal to who you love. Also loyal to yourself. Being that parent you always wished you had. Or parenting yourself through this transition. Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. 61. Give with gratitude and grace. And gratitude came up. Let me just get a gratitude card real quick. Perfectly project a positive and loving blessing to everyone and everything that has touched your life. Cultivate the attitude of gratitude. It will keep you constantly in the creative flow. Eric Butterworth. Ooh, is that the son, or is that the creator of Mrs. Butterworth's syrup? I was obsessed with Mrs. Butterworth when I was a kid. And I was told not too long ago, I was working with a healer, and she was describing one of my spirit guides. And the more she described, I was like, that doesn't sound like any of my family. And then suddenly it came to me. I'm like, oh, that's Mrs. Butterworth. She's my spirit guide. It was hilarious. But like, anyway, I don't know if it is or not, but perfectly project a positive and loving blessing to everyone and everything that has touched your life. Give with gratitude and grace to all those people who have touched your life. Doesn't matter how they've touched your life. Ooh, and that's a big part of this, because we have all encountered people who have been very, very challenging to us, for us. And it's very easy to, think of our bullies as, these horrible people who cause this horrible pain, whatever. And this is shifting that mindset, digging for gold and uncovering the fact that those people were your biggest teachers and helped you to become more of who you were meant to be. You had to go through the difficulty so you could access that strength within you and that resilience, so that you could regenerate. You couldn't have gotten here without all those people. So absolutely, be grateful and send positive and loving blessings to everything, all of it, everyone. And this is about you giving back. Give with gratitude and grace. That's a part of this leadership too. Cat spirit, claim your independence. Lucky number 13. Yeah, you're stepping into this very independent energy. Maybe you've always felt dependent on people, or you always kind of what's the word? Let others make the decisions. Kind of gone along with the crowd, just go with the flow, whatever. But now you've got this fierce part of you that's standing up and going, no, I know what I want. I know what I need to do. You have a new energy that's flowing through you that is very inspiring. There's a lot of creative energy that's flowing. Orange. I'm seeing really all the colors, but there's a lot of orange here, which is the sacral chakra, which is where creativity generates there. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I will finish. How about, since I've been talking about the chakras, I'll finish with a chakra card. Solar plexus chakra, courage. I have the strength, courage, and willpower to face my fears. Face my fears, see my desires, dreams, and goals through to completion. I release the need to be anything other than who I am in order to succeed. That's a part of this leadership. I believe in myself and have the courage to fail and succeed. I am possible. It's like you're changing your concept of failure and success, or better to say, you are, because of parenting yourself in a new way. And look, same colors, right? And blue, although this is more of the third eye chakra color, but also I was thinking throat chakra. It's kind of both. Which is all about communication. It's all about tapping into your intuition, which is what helps you to, it helps you to be a better leader. And know that failure doesn't mean anything except that you have learned something new. And learning is the point. I think it's the point of all of this. Why are we here? Why do we exist? Because we're meant to learn. We're meant to grow. In order to grow, we have to learn. And the most difficult things that happen usually are the things that help us grow the most. And so you're changing your whole concept of failure. And if you've felt afraid of success, there's often a fear of success along with the fear of failure. Because it's like two sides of the same coin. There are still implications with success. You have to show up differently. You have to change your outlook. You have to change how you do things, how you show up. And that in itself can be scary, but you're going through such a profound transformation that you're recognizing, you're understanding that just you being you, is that in itself is success. And then you're taking it wherever you're taking it, into the public eye possibly, or you're leading by example, or you have this compassion that you've developed because of going through the crappy stuff, and you are learning to parent yourself, and you're like, even when you fail, in quotes, you're like, okay, well, I learned how not to do it, right? That's a Thomas Edison quote. It's something like, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I learned 10,000 ways not to do it. It's taking the pressure off. And if you look at any of the big kind of powerhouse business people out there, they all have failures. They all have huge catastrophic things that have happened, but the difference between them and anyone else, or than a lot of people I should say, is that they say, okay, that didn't work, that was crazy, but how do I rebuild? How do I come back from that? And it's like, once again, you get knocked down, it's all about getting back up again. And that's what ultimately builds that fortitude and that strength, that ability to keep going, because you know that if you keep getting up, you're going to overcome. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.